This is Italy, or at least the shape of it, one of the most recognizable country shapes. But what if we had a bit of France in it and a touch of Switzerland and every other country? What is the average shape of all the countries in the world? First of all, we need to select the shapes I use GDMore to download the outlines for every country. So if there are any disputes over borders, don't blame me also. So I only consider the 193 UN member states, sorry, Cook Islands. So now we're ready to proceed. But wait a minute, there are some problematic countries, the United States, for example. I can't use it like this. Alaska and Hawaii are not in scale and not in the right place. So I deleted them, as I did with the Kalapbangas Island for Norway. I didn't have to intervene, but some islands, Valert, most notably, were missing in the first place. And this is not the whole of France. Where is French Guiana, French Polynesia, Guadeloupe, Martini, and so on? Well, some countries do have overseas territories thousands of miles away from the mainland, but for the purpose of this video, we have to ignore them all. Right? What's next? Well, let's make all the count is black place them in a transparent square and rescale them so that their width spans the entire edge of the square while keeping its center vertically in the other direction. Of course, if a country is taller other than wider, I did the opposite, so now we are ready to average them. But how well the simplest method is to average them, pixel by pixel? To do that, we need to go from this to this. What's the difference? Well, the left image is completely black, meaning every pixel has an RGB value of 0. Right image is a very dark shade of gray with an RGB value of 11. Why is this important? Well, if we try to add pixels from two completely black images, we will still get black. However, by giving each pixel a minimal value, like 11.1, we can now add pixels together effectively. And so after adding all the countries, pixel by pixel, the result was this abomination. Well, this was the actual output, but I inverted it so that densely populated regions are represented by darker pixels. Okay, so to get a more rigid shape, we have to choose a threshold, for example, select pixels, whose RGB value is less than 30. So the darkest ones remove the rest and set the remaining ones to be fully black. Actually, this kind of looks like Germany, a fatter Germany. If we keep increasing the threshold, we get closer and closer to a circle, which is no surprise as countries come in many shapes and their unique details get averaged out as we include more and more pixels. But isn't there a unique solution, an ambiguous, mathematically consistent method for aging all the countries? Well, to my disappointment, apparently no. There are other methods, but they all have their pros and cons. So let's stick with this one. And since averaging all the countries results to a blob, let's do it continent by continent. Europe and Asia have a lot of countries with VAR shapes, so we still get a pair of blobs. But although Africa has the most countries, they tend to rotate towards the right South American countries. On the other hand, tend to lean towards the left. No America also has a left-hand side tendency. Although we get less rigid shapes, we can blame the Caribbean islands and Canada for that. And finally, Oceania looks like someone has splashed paint over canvas, until of course we get a drunk Australia. Which continent surprised you the most? And I hope you weren't too disappointed to see that. In the end, all the countries blend into this. Where are you from, by the way? Did you see your country in this video? Let me know in the comments. See you next time.